Hello, welcome to Successful Tradings. In this video, we are going to show you how to use Finviz for penny stocks. Yes, you will not believe it because I guess I've been discriminating against penny stocks in all of the time that I'm using Finviz. So some questions has been coming around. So I'm taking the time today to make a video on how to use Finviz for penny stocks. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so from the get-go, my version of Finviz is the elite version. So if some of the features do not look the same on yours, you will know why. But you should be able to duplicate exactly everything that I'm going to be doing here. It is no different from which that we have been doing, but I'm not going to assume because other people maybe who do not follow us, they will be reading this video for the first time. So for us on here, we are going to go to Screener and we are going to show you filter by filter what we do in terms of using Finviz for penny stocks. Yeah, it's all through the filters of Finviz. So the first thing for us that we need to characterize a penny stock. So these filters, you can adjust them and do some other thing on top. So just bear with us as we go through this. So the first criteria on here, you have seen me. We've never done this before because every time in our show, live or recorded, you always see me say, "Oh, I want to go over." No. Today for penny stocks, we're gonna say under $10. Yeah, under $10. And obviously, let's say the criteria of optionable doesn't come in. Shortable maybe, but for now, I'm gonna leave it as is. The country, we leave it as is. So we're trying to characterize a penny stocks on here. So the price, definitely one of the things that to go to. The second thing that we want to is look at the market cap. So here on the market cap, we haven't used this that much for us because when we filter our criteria greater than, so you want to go to macro on the, let's say 300 million. That's the characterization here. Some other platform, they could characterize that differently for the macro. So the lowest on here is that. Yeah. So that's two filters already. Less than $10, less and in macro or under 300 million in terms of market capitalization. All right. The third filter that for us we want to look at, because this is of importance, is a couple of things regarding the number of shares. And I always get this question. So I'm going to take the opportunity to read it verbatim, at least the way that Finviz define it, right? So the float is the number of stock shares that are available for trading to the public. But it doesn't include shares held by the insider. Who are the insider? The insider are people, the directors and the C-suites who are working in that company. The float is just the public. So for us on here, for the float, what are we going to say? Let me look at my criteria on here. So I put under 10 million shares. All right. So once we do that, and for those who have been with us, notice how this number is reducing, right? So let's say before I did that, 1300. Now I went ahead and selected under 10 million. Let's stop. But that's what you want, because you want to be picking from those and detail it as you will, and you can always adjust it as you're seeing opportunity. Then this other one. So now the question is, hey Telex, what's the difference between the float and the shares outstanding? The definition here that we are adopting, shares outstanding represent the total number of shares issued by the corporation and held by its shareholders. Shareholders are everybody. So meaning that this number here, the float, will always be less than the share outstanding, that which counts everything. So same thing, we say under 10 million. All right, folks, we have a pretty decent list of penny stock that's Finviz gave us here in this attempt to use Finviz for penny stocks, right? But there's one thing. Because now, if most likely you're going to be a day trader, a swing trader, a trader, and you could even short this. So meaning we didn't put that condition there. But the last condition on here, the last filter, if you will, in how to use Finviz for penny stock, it's going to be here. This one, I haven't talked about it in our general thing because those stocks that will have volume typically will come here now. But for us, we want to come here. The relative volume is important here. Yeah, because the more people that are drawn into a penny stock, the more likely that it is to move. Trust me, that's important. So the relative on here, so if you're setting this up, we're going to show you how to save these settings. Yeah, they are applied automatically. We're gonna show you that. So let's say here 2 conservatively. I mean, you can go 1.5 or something, but if we do 2, look at it. Look at how many all of a sudden. So meaning that the recent volume compared to the historical volume has been more into these stocks. So if we relax it a little bit and we go 1.5, 43, not that really different. So 43 versus 32, so it's up to you. So versus, let's say if we say any, we still at 200 something. Yeah, so it reduces by almost a factor of 10. 9, actually 8 something here, but you got the idea. So here, maybe we can say 1.5 if you want. Yeah, or if we say 2, I wanted you to take a look at that. So my friend, here you have your list, your potential list. Now you can refine this. Really, that's really up to you. Do you want them to be shortable? If we do that, only 2 of them, so no big deal there. If you leave this one shortable or not. So we have the list on here, and in terms of the price, you can click on here to rank them from lowest to highest. So the highest stock on here is $9, but they all have the property that they are below $10. They have a float of below under 10 million shares. The relative volume is greater than 2, and they are part of the macro in terms of the market capitalization. So then you have it. Now, somebody could have a question that, hey, I want to, my strategy here on using Finviz for penny stock, it's maybe I want to short them. So meaning you can apply some technicals here. For that, you go to signal. So for instance, can we try to find, let's say, one of these pattern on here? They have many. That's can suit you. You can try to find a double top. I don't think we have one here. Do we have a double top among them? No. But what if, let me go to, let's say, head and shoulder. No, we do not have any head and shoulder here. Head and shoulder inverse. Oh, but how about a head and shoulder normal? Oh, here we go. Oh, and as you know, our favorite thing, what's our favorite thing that we love about Finviz? We click on chart and then bang. So here you go. Yeah. So that's just by applying the signal on here. We only got 1. Hence, that really helps you narrow to a specific stock. Let's say, what else can we have here? Could we have one with triangle ascending? Yes, here's another one. So this is how you go about tailoring it to your specific method, how you want to go about it. So meaning here, the signal can be bullish or bearish, and then use it accordingly. Yeah. So now the final thing on here for us is, let's save this. So because all of these criteria, and again, as long as any stock meet those criteria, new stock's going to be added, new penny stock will be added on the Finviz will help you do that. So we're going to say here Finviz penny. That's very original. And then maybe let's put our initials. Yeah, those are my initials in case you haven't seen them. Don't use them. So and then typically on here, let's say if we remove this characterization here about the setup, we say none. And then if you want to see the chart of all of them, this is one way. I mean, 32 on here, you can see all of them. It's not that bad. It's across 2 screens, right? Now the other thing that you can do, we like to maybe look at it from a performance. Yeah. So to say, okay, show me the hottest one maybe over last week. Yeah, we can do that. So over the past week, the hottest one, IPWR. Again, 38%. So these are the hottest one over the last week in this rank. The not so hot one over the last week, ATCX. Here you go. Just what a click. Finviz. You can use Finviz for penny stocks, just like for us, we have been using it for the regular stock. So we don't want to leave people who are trading penny stock to say, hey, this guy never showed anything on how to use Finviz for penny stock. Here are the criteria again. Price, float, under 10 million, price below $10, relative volume, and the macro on here. And you can do whatever you want to, because you can short them. You can do whatever that you want in whichever direction on here. So instead of maybe a week, you can say, okay, over a month, show me the one that have really been flying over the last month. IPWR is there again. Obviously, yeah, if he had a good week, it bound to figure. Not that many. Out of a list of 32, you have about half of them that have been bullish on here recently. All right. So leave your comment, please. And we will make sure to make other videos of this type, or like this one, on how to use Finviz for penny stock, for whatever thing. I'm going to find other application of Finviz, because this is a tool that I believe have definitely great value to help people in the day trading and the swing trading, and even in the long-term investing. Until then, have a great weekend, and we shall see you sometimes next week on the same channel. Bye bye, everybody.